Sairam, my humble pranams at the lotus feet of our dear beloved Bhagawan, Shri Sathya Sai Baba. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to express my love for Swami. I was not born into a Sai fold. We came into it much later in late 90s because of my parents. We had a my parents actually were told about Swami in Whitefield because we had some family issues, and then they said, come to Swami as any other family who would look for a guru who will resolve their issues. That's how they went. Later on, my father, because of his transformation, he absolutely fell in love with Swami and his work. He used to be a civil contractor, but he moved his entire house to Bangalore. He used to get up in the morning like 4:30. He used to take his old Lambretta and then he used to go to Whitefield. He became a Sevadal there. He used to serve so much that even very first time I moved here in 99 August to US. Before that, I have no connection with Swami until then. I did not believe in him. My father said, before going to US, why don't you go see Swami once and go? Out of respect, I just took with my 1-year-old baby, went there, and all I did was complain about how inconvenient it was to me, everything, right from the Sevadal to the treatment and everything. I was complaining throughout. So nothing happened. Swami came, I saw no flutters in the heart, nothing I saw. I just came back. I did a check mark and I came back. 2000, my father again told that he met one brother of ours from Dallas Sai Center who was visiting because Whitefield, and my father was Sevadal there. He happened to meet him in the crowd, and he happened to know that there was a Dallas Sai Center. He told, hey, this is the address. I want you guys to go. That's how we came into the Sai Center. Again, nothing happened. We started going to the center with the 1-year-old baby. The very first time we went, we saw the center. What struck me was the discipline, and there was a stillness and peace. The bhajans were very beautiful. I absolutely loved it. I grew up in a different organization in the sense, like, like every parent puts them like at spiritual and religious organizations. I learned Bhagavad Gita by rote, like, I could like chant, but no life application, absolutely. I could do all that, do all the slokams and everything. So that organization also existed in Dallas. So I told my husband, well, because I grew up there, let's go and check it out. Now, the way Swami arranged it was the first week we came to Dallas Sai Center. Second week we went there. We walked in there and suddenly I felt the chaos. I'm like, this is not something which I could gel with. I needed the discipline and the structure and the framework. So we came back. The third week we came back to center. My father was happy, but still nothing happened. We were okay. Around 2001 was the very lowest point in our life where as any immigrant family, we both lost our jobs at the same time, 6 weeks apart, and I was also pregnant with my second child. We were almost homeless and we just didn't know what to do. Then somebody, I think since I was pregnant and there was a satsang that was happening in one of our devotees' house, somebody said, Srinivas Raghavan uncle, who's also the Sanatana Sarthi editor, his family lived there in Dallas. He said, go there. Like, so he was doing Sundarakandam Saptaham, the pravachanam was going on. I used to simply go. With my older daughter, I used to go. It was very good because the reason I also had to go was my house had to be locked, left for the realtor to come. We put the house on sale because we could not pay the mortgage. My husband took some contracting job. Somehow his old company called him back saying that, okay, well, you can come back, but as a contractor. So, but he had to travel. So I had to live here alone. Life moved on. I think this went for a few weeks and then everybody got so many messages from so many people, read this, read that, as you will, like people said, okay, read Sundarakandam, read Shirdi Sai Satcharita, Tapovanam. It was actually a very intense prayer, spiritual period for me. I had that full 10 months of my pregnancy only thinking of God in different forms. It made a huge difference. I could see it in my baby when she was born. So that 2000-2002 period, my father passed away. 2001, my father passed away. very tragic accident at home, and we just had 10 days to even process it. The first thing that I told you, until that point, I had no faith in Swami. I was just check marking, just going to center and coming back. That's it. We used to go to center when we were not sleepy on Sunday. That's how we were. Like, it was like optional activity. We went there, and then my father, when I went to see my father, he had a major fire accident. What struck me was there were 4 Sevadals from Whitefield who were, whose only job was they used to come into the room like this, and they used to sit there all day. They used to chant Sai Gayatri. And there was one small TV in the room. I think my father wanted to have Swami's darshan. They had some, those days Raj TV or something used to run some Swami's clips, so he was watching that. And I could see his mouth always like chanting Gayatri. He could hardly speak, but he spoke to me. Few personal things. But that Sevadal thing, when I saw that, it shook me, because his body was so much burnt from the fire accident that even we could not stand in that room for more than few minutes. Doctors did tell me, I went with my baby, 1-year-old baby, because she had pneumonia that time. Pediatrician told, go, but don't take to the hospital. Please be careful, because she just came out of the antibiotics. The last day when we boarded the flight, she was coming out of everything. So I didn't take. And in my heart, I was feeling very, very bad. I didn't show my baby to my father. And then he was very adamant. He said, no, you've taken a new job. I want you to go back. You go, ma, everything will be okay. I'll come behind you and I'll get treatment there in US. This is what he told me. And he also told that, everything will be okay. I took all your karma. This is what he told. He said, and he mentioned all my cousins' name. He said, I took all your karma. Everything will be okay. This was a Thursday. He went into coma. He merged with Swami after that. But that whole experience, and my mom being as wise as she is, she was hurt. She was only in her 50s and she didn't know what to do. The one thing she did was, I have small children in the house. My sister had 2 small children and I had one. I had two kids, like the baby and my 4-year-old. She said, Nandu was not there, sorry. That time it was only my older one. She said, I have 3 grandchildren here. I don't want anything to happen to them. Again, one more stuff of infection or anything, because the body was already, is going. She said, only 2 or 3 hours, she made him come home. She said, let him rest. She said, it's okay, we can take. We didn't even have our relatives to take him. It was a Sai Sevadal who did it. They took him for his final. I think it was very meaningful for his exit. My mom also told, man, what a way to kind of merge with Swami for him. Swami sent him Vibhuti, and he sent his blessings every day. Vibhuti used to come. Just before that, he also showed the sign, December. These were all my transformational moments, when I hear all this. The accident happened in February, but in December, apparently my mom was here with me. They actually both came that year, 2000 they came. My father was such a loving husband that he would not leave his wife and just go like that. But Super Specialty Hospital was getting inaugurated that year. He said, I have to go. Swami's work is there, I have to go. Because he was a civil contractor, they made him put the plans for the devotee seating and all that. He said, no, I have my tasks, I have to go, I cannot. So he went even before their wedding anniversary, which was like last week of October, and he left. My mom was feeling bad, but he let her go. He said, go do what you have to do. December, he called us, December 2000 of that year, he called us and he said, Swami blessed me, he touched me, and then he spoke to me and he gave me Vibhuti. I think he was doing some seva. Somebody introduced him as 24-hour Krishnamurti. Swami is always there doing seva. Swami touched him saying, Chala Manchidi, and then he gave him Vibhuti. He also gave him a paper to say, keep the Vibhuti safe. As we Indians, we do, he took the Vibhuti, he came home, and he put it in the steel bureau locker inside. I don't think he carried on, but I remember he sent me something to US too. I don't know how he sent it. I remember it came. Then the accident happened in February. So then he merged in February with Swami. But for me, after that is when the following, I think I was 1 year, I was depressed. I didn't even know I was depressed, because it shows in your way how you conduct yourself and all that. Then 2002, I had the baby. It was a new lease of life. But then again, our problems continued, where we had the layoff and other things, and home on stuff. But that 2001 and 2002 was our life transforming moment. We came to Swami in pain. It was not because of miracles or trinkets or things that we gave. So I know the value. I think it was a very healing experience for me. After that, there's no turning back. We stayed with them. And the family grew in this Dallas Sai Center. I'm ever, ever grateful. After that, 2001 and 2002, we did have our up and downs, but he was there with his cards. Some are very personal, I cannot share. But he came personally to intervene between me and my husband, saving our marriage. And it was a very personal story, but I have to take his permission before I say that. But I do tell my children that, saying that Swami saved my marriage personally. That was my, okay, you're my God, you're my mother and father moment. This was in 2003. After that, there was no turning back. We knew that this is our life. Me and my husband has a pact that, okay, we fight even now, but we always know Swami's mission is the important thing. It's a common goal. Actually, it keeps us better. It keeps us less fights and less things. And, as a family, it keeps us together. So Dallas Sai Center has kept us together. We love the families there, and a lot of transformational moments from the elders that we have learned. A very beautiful center who has groomed us, who has taught us how to be. We have learned with so many seniors there, how to be, the protocols, the processes, and, how to sing bhajans, from that to how to serve food, how to cook massive food, because we are a very massive family in Center Sai family. So, but we take care of each other, and I think that is something that support system, you will not get it anywhere. Our Sai families, each center that we create for ourselves, we will not get it anywhere. I really hope it continues, and I'm very happy and glad that both my daughters chose Swami, and they are young adults now. They still continue to choose Swami, and that's all. As a mother, that's all I need for them. Thank you, Saya.